In this video, I want to point out the differences between using NSG Diagnostics and Connection Monitor to test if two VMs can communicate with each other using the ICMP protocol. Now, before we proceed, I want to show you the resources that I will be using in this video. And you can also replicate the same resources by downloading this zip file and running the Azure CLI commands. So if you do that, you will end up with this architecture where we have a virtual network VNet 01 and two subnets, subnet 01 and subnet 02. And there are two VMs deployed, each in a separate subnet. And there is a network security group, a single network security group that is attached to both VM01 and VM02. And in the NSG, there is only one inbound security rule that allows traffic from RDP. Now we need that because we need to connect to the VM from the internet. So as I said, we have only one inbound security rule in addition to the default security rules provided by the NSG. And do remember that this network security group is attached to both VM01 and VM02. So both the VMs derive the same security rules. So if you go to Network Watcher and let's try the target resource type virtual machine VM02. Now we are gonna check only if VM01 can ping VM02. So the direction will be inbound. The source IP address is going to be 10014. The destination IP address is going to be 10024. I am going to use the private IP address here. The destination port for ICMP is nothing. I will just use this star and run NSG Diagnostic. NSG Diagnostics says traffic will be allowed from VM01 to VM02 and it will be allowed if NSGs allow it. Now, in the NSG, there is no rule which is preventing the traffic from VM01 to VM02 over the ICMP protocol. So that's why NSG Diagnostics say the traffic will be allowed, but you need to understand here that there are no actual connectivity checks that are being done by NSG Diagnostics to check if VM01 can ping VM02. Now you can verify that by logging into VM01. So this is VM01 here, and if I ping VM02, you would see that the connection does not go through because the ICMP is not enabled through the Windows firewall in the OS of VM01. Now we can try using connection monitor and let's run the same connectivity check using the connection monitor. So let's give some name, connection monitor 01, and let's define the test group. Let's give the name for the test group as well, test group 01. And in connection monitor, you would define the source. The source is gonna be VM01 and which will be the private IP of VM01. This is the source endpoint. The destination endpoint will be VM02. Here also we will use the private IP. And in test configuration, let's give some name, test config 01. We are going to use the ICMP protocol. So let's add the test configuration, and once done, add the test group and create the connection monitor. So it will take some time, at least 3 to 5 minutes, for the connection monitor to be set up successfully and to start running checks between VM01 and VM02 over the ICMP protocol. So let's wait for that. In the meantime, I would also like to point out that while the connection monitor is being deployed, the connection monitor also installs a network watcher extension in VM01. Now this is the actual monitoring agent that's been deployed by connection monitor, which will go and ping VM02 to check if VM01 can ping VM02 over ICMP. Now I can show you the extension that's been installed. If you go to VM01 extensions and applications, here is the network watcher extension that's been installed by the connection monitor. After the connection monitor is deployed, we can go to the connection monitor and you can observe that the connectivity check has been failed, which is VM01 cannot use ICMP protocol to ping VM02. Now, connection monitor and the NSG Diagnostics give different results for the same connectivity test. And as you might have guessed, connection monitor is indeed correct because we were not able to ping VM02 from VM01. But if you log into VM02 and allow ICMP through the Windows firewall by running this PowerShell command, you should be able to ping VM02 from VM01. So let's check that. Ping VM02 and there you see you get the reply. Now if we go and check the connection monitor dashboard, the status of the connection should change from fail to a pass. So again, let me recall the differences for you. NSG Diagnostics, as the name indicates, they check the security rules and they tell you whether the connection will be allowed or not. There are no actual connectivity checks that are being run by the NSG Diagnostics. That is the limitation of the tool. With connection monitor, as I already told you, that the connection monitor actually installs monitoring agents in the virtual machine. So rather than relying on any NSG, it actually goes and runs the connectivity checks to tell you whether this connection will be allowed or not. Now in case if in the NSG, if you add a security rule that specifically denies the ICMP connection, let's do that and check how the NSG Diagnostics will react to it. Let's go to NSG Diagnostics, check the connection for the target machine VM02, protocol ICMP. It's going to be inbound. 10014 is the source, 10024 is the destination, and the port is nothing for ICMP. Now if you run the NSG Diagnostic, you should get that the traffic is denied. The reason is there is a security rule that we had created which blocks the ICMP traffic.